All right, so they released the power rankings for the early next year's football season. For me, I'm a big football person. I love college as much as I love basketball. I'll always be football. But they did a terrible job at this. And I don't know why ESPN does this every year. They do terrible. They don't know anything. It's like they're just, you got to look for the sleeper teams, the teams that are like, last year they're looking really good, getting close to their steps, getting better and better every year. Like for me, I won't put the Rams number one. I'm going to keep Patriots number one. As long as Tom Brady's in New England and he's got Bill Belichick, you know they're going to be in the AFC Championship. There's a reason they've been to, I believe 9 straight now. And then he just won his 6th ring. There's a reason he's as good as he is. And people need to stop down that. Now, I do agree with the Chiefs at 2, though. I believe the Chiefs should be at 2. I believe they're about the only real threat in the AFC to the Patriots, besides maybe the Steelers, if they can get all their, drama together, because they have a possibility of being a really good team, but they got so much drama there. It's so unpredictable. Like, is AB going to stay? Is he going to leave? He's in a bunch of domestic abuse kind of mess. You don't know. So, I do agree with Chiefs at 2. Saints at 3. That's kind of a toss-up between them and the Rams, to be honest, because it could go your way. I think the Saints are the better all-around team, because in my opinion, I think Drew Brees got good another 4 or 5 seasons in him, because, look at Tom Brady. He's still playing in his 40s. Why can't Drew Brees? He's been as healthy as he has. So, but the Rams, in my opinion, I think they're going to go like 8-8 or 9-7 next year. I think they'll be close to the playoffs, but in the opinion, I think they're going to have a really tough schedule for as good season they had. And people are figuring out Jared Goff real quick, because he's really not that good. And anybody that says Dak is better than Goff, you can get the fuck out of my video. Like, seriously. Goff is straight trash. You saw what he did, and if Dak has the right coaching like Sean McVay, like that coaching staff, he would be better than him. And that's the fact nobody wants to take in consideration. Yes, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I might be a little bit biased. Hey, who isn't about their team? Tell me that. I'll always be fully confident in my team, regardless if they're shitty. Look, I am a Vols fan, so I don't have much to look forward in the football season when it comes to college. And New England at 4, of course, I already said they should be 1, so I disagree with them at 4 completely. Look at the season they had, and that's with, I think, Brady's, 41, 42, something along that line. And then plus, Sony Michel had a hell of a breakout season for a rookie. I did not expect that. He had a better season than Todd Gurley, I think, in my opinion, people thinking. Todd Gurley got hurt and never came back, basically. And that's why they couldn't do anything in the Super Bowl. Todd Gurley was hurt. And without having him, Jared Goff has nothing. Because when they lost Cooper Kupp, that really hurt. Cooper Kupp had a breakout year for the Rams this year, and that's one reason why they lost. Chargers at 5. I can agree, but at points I could disagree, because Phillip Rivers has shown reasons why he shouldn't be in the top 5. But Phillip Rivers does deserve a ring before the end of his career. Do I see him getting one? No. He's going to be known as another Tony Romo, sadly. As much as I love Romo, they're 2 very similar players, can never get anywhere in the playoffs. Or they don't have the right team. Like, now he has the right team, so he should be able to get far in the playoffs. If he can, it might just, I don't know. He might just not be as good as everybody thinks. Who knows? Chicago Bears at 6. Great season last year, but you got to think about this, if they have any players they have to re-sign as well, because they did make some big moves last year to get them better. And Mitch Trubisky's got to progress, because he wasn't all that last year. That was mostly his defense that won everything for him. That's why they lost to the Eagles. People wonder why that happened. Interesting. Colts at 7. Okay, I do agree with this, because Andrew Luck had an amazing comeback year. As much as I like to rag on the Colts because of one of my friends, I'm not going to. But The Colts, I believe they should be somewhere between 7-5. In all honesty, they have the ability. They got a really young team. It's just a matter of getting all the pieces together. They got a pretty good offensive line. May need to get another big receiver, possibly, for Andrew Luck, so he can, really exploit defenses. I mean, he's going to be able to exploit it anyways, but I think this year was kind of, starting to get back into the groove. And the next season, he's probably going to have a fantastic year. He's probably going to have a better year than he had this year, to be honest. Especially as long as his offensive line stays healthy. And, Marlon Mack is playing as good as he did. All right, Seattle at 8 is insane. They don't deserve it. I'm sorry. They're about to lose all of their defense. I believe if I'm right, I just heard KJ Wright's not even re-signing with them. And they're probably going to lose Earl Thomas to Dallas more than likely because he's really wanting to come to Dallas, and Jerry will pay that man. And if he doesn't, they still more than likely going to lose KJ Wright. I've already seen he's not going to re-sign, and that's, huge. But I give credit to Russell Wilson. He could put a team on his back. So I do see why they could have him at 8. But they got to be able to do that same attack they were doing this year for that to work. But, every season's different. Unless you're the Patriots, every season's different. Let's be honest. And they got the Texans at 9. I am optimistic about this ranking. I can say it's good, it's bad. It can go either way. Deshaun Watson has a very promising future with them. They really need a tailback, though. That's where they're hurting. If they can get a good tailback for Deshaun Watson, it would really help. I can't remember who's coming out in the draft this year, or even if they can just sign somebody. But the great thing about the Texans, though, is they're going to have J.J. Watt back this year. And then they're going to have Deshaun Watson, and DeAndre Hopkins are just insane together. I'm sorry, DeAndre Hopkins, in my opinion, might be one of the best receivers in the NFL, if not the best. People say, hey, it's AB, but AB's been kind of a diva lately, so I don't know about that. And people want to say Odell. I don't give Odell his credibility because he plays for the Giants. I'm sorry. Until he loses the Giants, I'm not going to give him his credibility. It's freaking Eli Manning. He's not going to be, and plus he's too much of a drama queen. I would take DeAndre Hopkins probably in the NFL over anybody because he's probably the best. Let's be honest. Now, the Ravens at 10. I'm intrigued by this one because I just don't see them as a number 10 team in the NFL. They got a good defense. I'll give them that credit. That's what makes them a good team. But you got Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco. I can't decide. It looks like they're going to go week to week to who they're going to be quarterback unless they let go of one of them this offseason or they trade one of them. I believe they're going to end up going with Lamar Jackson just because he's younger. But I believe it's hard to see if that's going to be the right thing to do because Lamar Jackson could be really good. People, you just don't know. It's just a matter of how they develop him. I mean, that's the same thing with a lot of young quarterbacks in the NFL. The same thing with Baker Mayfield. If he progresses right, he can be a really good quarterback in the NFL. It's a matter if they're actually wanting to go out there and do this. All right, number 11, I have the Steelers. I think they should be a little bit higher. I think they're better than the Ravens, and I think they possibly can be better than the Texans as well. I mean, like I said, they can compete. It's just a matter of everything. Because seeing James Conner this year, I didn't think he was going to do what he did. He had an amazing season. Big Ben had people didn't really talk much about him, but I'm pretty sure he led the league in passing yards this year, if I'm not wrong. And he did an amazing job this year, and people just questioned him for no reason. And then Juju Smith-Schuster, dude was on fire this year, I will say that. He picked up for AB because AB didn't have the best season I think he would, but I still think he could possibly be the best receiver if he could stop all this drama. They stop all this drama, the Steelers are going to be a pretty crazy team to watch this year. And I hate to say it because I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm going to say it. Steelers, I could see a Steelers-Patriots AFC Championship this next year. Eagles at 12. Reasons I disagree with this because the Eagles are not better than the Cowboys. We proved it last year. And they lost to us twice. Okay. Dak has, I think, one loss against the Eagles in his career. It's either one or two, so that's pretty good. And I don't care what anybody says, Carson Wentz is going to cause that team to go downhill for the simple reason he's causing drama in the locker room right now. People are saying he's arrogant and stuff like that, and they're really not liking him. So that's really saying something when I says that, because you're in the city of brotherly love, and that's happening. Well, I expected that to happen, because when you're in Philly, they tend to be a little ignorant, in my opinion. And that's why I plan never to go to the city of Philadelphia, for one reason. But I will give Philly this: their defense is really good. They just got to get their offense back onto the way it was when Carson Wentz first, when he was like a rookie, rookie. Because he did really well his rookie year. Him and Dak went at it their rookie years. But that was a completely different Dallas team as well. So now we get on to Dallas. I don't think they should be 13. I think them and Philly should both be in the top 10 in general, because they're both like right at each other. But I think what Major League Dallas's problem is their head coach. I mean, simple as that. I wanted to see them demote Jason Garrett, the offense coordinator, and go after a head coach. I know they're not going to be able to pull in Sean Payton. It'd be nice to see them get Sean Payton, but it ain't happening. But Jerry's got to, as much as I love Jerry Jones because I'm a Cowboys fan, I hate him. Dude needs to let, his coaches coach, actually. This is the reason we haven't had a good coach since probably Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells was probably a actual good coach. And for the people that don't know, he's the one that found Tony Romo, and he's the reason Tony Romo was as good as he was because of Bill Parcells. So you can thank Bill Parcells for that one. But what I really look forward to next season with Dallas is their defense. I'm ready to see this front seven, as long as they can retain D-Law back, see this front seven of Jalen Smith, Blaine Vander Esch, even throw Sean Lee out there possibly, but I think they're rotating him a lot in and out. And you got D-Law on one side, Tyrone Crawford, a player people don't talk much. Tyrone Crawford, he's a really big player, and he's just not a big name, but he does a really good job on the other side of D-Law. And a player that we didn't see much this year was David Irving. And that's the thing, the defense thrived really well without him. And David Irving was a really key piece back last year. But he kept, I believe, getting suspended or hurt. Everybody sees every Dallas player happens. But anyways, I'm going to go on to Minnesota. Minnesota, they're one of those teams, I didn't expect them to do that bad last year. I expected them to win the division. I was actually shocked that they finished 8-7-1. And like I said, Kirk Cousins is not that good. They messed up by trading Kirk. I never understand them wanting Kirk Cousins. I thought that was the stupidest thing in the world. I thought you might as well keep Teddy Bridgewater. You probably do about the same, and you pay him less. And I don't really have any optimism for the Vikings because I don't really watch them that much. So I might have to get into watching them a little bit more to understand what they expect. I know they're big on defense, but their defense was kind of, I believe, injured in and out all season like a lot of teams were. They had teams that didn't make the playoffs. They usually have somebody that the main players are hurt. I think they had their main defensive end. I think he started going crazy or something. But anyways, I'm off to the Browns. I see a very good optimism for the Browns next year. For the simple reason, Baker Mayfield's going to, show what he can really do. And, Browns do have a lot of young talent. It just doesn't matter of bringing it all together. People talk bad about Browns all the time, but, if you see all this young talent they have, they just got to put it together. And then the Packers. Shocked they finished 6-9-1. I don't see that too often with Aaron Rodgers as quarterback. But they finally got rid of McCarthy, which they should have done, forever ago, because the dude was not a good coach. He was the one holding Rodgers down. Aaron Rodgers has one Super Bowl, and everybody talks so highly of him. Why is that? Because of coaching. Simple as that. You put Aaron Rodgers on the Patriots with Bill Belichick, he might get more rings than Brady, in all honesty. Because Rodgers is just that good. If he stays healthy, he is one of the best quarterbacks. I would put him up there with Brady. Him and Brady are head for head. And if you don't agree with me on that, you don't watch football. I'm sorry. Rodgers is really freaking good. Any team would be lucky to have Aaron Rodgers. All right, number 17. My home state's team, the Tennessee Titans. Now, I will give you this because I know a bunch of Tennessee people will probably see this. So, I think the Titans are going to look really well. In honesty, I think they're going to have a better season next year because it'll be Mike Vrabel's second season with them. They need to involve Derrick Henry more in the running game. That would really help their team because Derrick Henry, when they started handing the ball off to him, man, they were gashing people too. I mean, I saw that, what was it, like a 98-yard run he had on, I think it was on a Monday night game or something. Dude just straight stiffed arm somebody and just ran all the way downfield. I mean, if you see a dude that big, you got to hand him the ball. And Mariota's got to stay healthy. I mean, as much as I hear Titans fans say they're tired of Mariota's actually one of the better quarterbacks they've had in a while, probably since Kerry Collins. And Kerry Collins wasn't the greatest, but he got the job done. He was just a veteran quarterback, knew what he was doing. But the optimism, Titans will have Delaney Walker back next year. That's going to be a biggie. Their offensive line kind of, I don't know what happened to their offensive line this year. Last year it was amazing, and this year kind of, sunk down a little bit. So they might need to upgrade that a little bit. And then that'll definitely help. Their defense, all in all, looked pretty well. They just got to keep their team healthy. It's a matter of the injuries. That's what happens to a lot of teams. It's a matter of the injuries. The officiating hopefully gets a little bit better next year. Probably not. So don't rely on refs. Remember that. Those are just excuses. Unless they make a call I can understand the Saints-Rams game, but Saints fans need to shut the hell up. I'm tired of hearing that and seeing that on Facebook. I love the memes, though. Love the memes. Tired of hearing the Saints fans cry, though. Because when I did back in 2014 about Dez, I got told to shut the hell up. Y'all can do the same. Dallas has been screwed a lot. I don't care what anybody says. I will say that. All right, we're on to the Atlanta Falcons. They finished 7-9 last year. Atlanta has a lot of optimism for their team this year for the simple fact that Matt Ryan's their quarterback. So, they usually do bad one year and then come back the next year and do really good. They're like one of those teams, they do bad one season. They don't do bad, but, I don't see the Falcons as a 7-9 team. With the talent they have on their team, they should be anywhere between 9-7 and 11-5 every year. I think they just need a better coach, in my opinion. Their coaching isn't the best, but also, they had some hurt players as well through the season, like Devonta Freeman, Keanu Neal, and Ricardo Allen. Those are big players that got hurt. What can you do? And then we're off to Carolina. Carolina's one of those teams. If Cam Newton could stop being a little baby, they could do good. Either that or he's just falling off. I don't know what it is. Cam Newton, I thought when he came into the league after that first couple seasons, he looked really good. I figured he'd still be playing like that, but last year he played nothing like I thought he would. And then, I don't know, Carolina beat us week 1, and then it looked like they were going to have a really good season, and it just fell apart. Okay, number 20, Denver Broncos. They went 6-10. I have no words for the Broncos. Until they get a quarterback, they're going to be bad because all they have is defense. Because remember, they traded Demaryius Thomas to the Texans. Everybody forgets about that. They're literally just a defensive team. But Bradley Chubb and Von Miller next to each other is really, really freaking nice. All right, we're on to the Giants. I want to say the Giants will look better this year, but as long as Eli Manning is their quarterback and Odell's a drama queen, they will not get anywhere with that team. They can compete, but they will not get the wins. That's the thing. They can compete, but they will not get the wins. People don't understand that. Eli, I don't know what's wrong with Eli. I figured, he's won 2 Super Bowls. He should be somewhat good, but I think he should just retire. But I feel like they're going to draft a quarterback. Hopefully they don't make the mistake of drafting Kyler Murray because that dude's going to be a bust. Unless I just don't see him being like Drew Brees, as small as he is, or like another Russell Wilson. I think he should have went with baseball because, I don't know. I guess it could go either way, to be honest. But I don't think it's a smart decision to draft Kyler Murray. Eli Manning's I don't see him being a good mentor. And that's another thing. But we'll see what happens there. You might as well go with Blake Bortles if you're going to go with quarterback Giants. All right, the Dolphins. It's the Dolphins. I have no words for them. I mean, they've shocked me they've shocked me a few years when they've actually gone to the playoffs somehow. But it depends if they have a quarterback. If they have a quarterback, it depends because they don't have a bad offense. It's a matter of having a quarterback. And their defense is okay. They can improve in about every area of their team, to be honest. Because, they finished 7-9, which isn't as bad as I thought they would. Normally, they're like a 4-win team, and now they're becoming a 7-win team. So, they're improving slowly. They're like one of those teams. It's going to take a little while before they're actually, back into the way how they used to be back in the Dan Marino days. All right, the Niners. They lost their quarterback early in the season. Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. He was behind Brady for years, so we'll see how he really does with his own team. I want to see him in the full season before I can actually, I think this is a fair ranking for the Niners for a simple fact that their tight end went off this year, Greg Kittle. I did not know who the dude was until this season. And then he started, and the dude was just killing it. And the Niners usually are pretty good when it comes to defense. They're usually one of those teams that are usually a pretty good defensive team. Now, I don't know much about the Niners on defense-wise, so I don't watch many Niners games. Usually if I watch a game, it's usually a Dallas game or one of the major games like a Patriots game, a Titans game, something that's, like actually on TV. But Buccaneers at 24. I have no words for Buccaneers, but they did hire Bruce Arians. So we'll see how he does. Maybe Jameis Winston will be what people expected out of him. We'll see that. Or maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick turns out to be a stud again. Who knows? Buccaneers really they don't have Doug Martin anymore. Who is it? I don't know. But Buccaneers finished 5-11. I don't really know much about that team besides like Deshaun Jackson, Mike Evans. That's like their team, and their defense is terrible. So they probably really need to upgrade on defense. Let's be honest. All right, the Redskins. I will always say this: Redskins. They want to make you believe they're good, but they're not. Just remember that they're not. They want to make you believe they're good, but they are not in no way. No way that are they good. I'm sorry. Alex Smith is going to basically be out next season, so they're going to have to find another quarterback for this year. And I just don't see that. They would have to get somebody that's being released or if they picked up, because I think Nick Foles opted out actually. They picked up Nick Foles. It'd be a different story, but Washington has the problem where they always have this injury problem. They always have a really good defense. I'll give them credit where it's due. Their defense is always good. It's their offense that kills them. Either they don't have good offensive blocking, or they have a quarterback that throws late interceptions, or their defense is on the field all game, so they can't do anything because their offense is doing nothing. But I think if they go out and find a quarterback, they'll be fine. All right, on to Jacksonville. Jacksonville can either be good or it could be bad. It's going to be based on their quarterback play. They really need to draft a quarterback this year. They need to get Bortles out of that lineup or whoever they put a quarterback there. If they're not better, if they're behind Bortles, you probably shouldn't play them. But Jacksonville should just go out and get a quarterback. That's their best option. And Leonard Fournette should be playing better than him. TJ Yeldon seemed to have a better season than him last year. They really need to get their stuff together in Jacksonville. And Jalen Ramsey, so glad Dallas didn't draft you. You need to shut your mouth up. Dude seriously sounds like an idiot every time he opens up his mouth. And then gets burnt for it. All right, on to 27, which is the Lions. Well, it's the Lions, so not much to say there. Matthew Stafford deserves more. Let's just put it at that. Because, they don't have a really solid running game. Their offensive line's okay. Their defense has its up and downs, to be honest. They have a good defensive line, but that's about it on defense. In their secondary. They have Darius Slay in their secondary, and their secondary ain't too bad. but they're mostly a team, they have to outscore people. That's the problem. Their defense can't hold everything because their offense, it's a little inconsistent at times because they have to basically rely on Matthew Stafford. He's not, he's getting to the age where he can't do it all anymore. It's going to take a toll on him. I mean, that's how quarterbacks get to once they've been in the league for so long. And he's another one of those quarterbacks I think deserves a ring, but it's not going to get one. Just like Phillip Rivers. And we got the Bengals. They are just, that place is just set on fire right now. Like, don't know what's going to happen with the Bengals. They do have a new coach, though, so that does help. And Joe Mixon had a really good season this year. I'll give him that. Joe Mixon looked really good. And that's about all I have to say about them. I mean, A.J. Green, they're not getting the ball to A.J. Green. I can't say much more there. All right, now on to the Bills. It's the Bills, so there's not much to say there. It depends how Josh Allen plays in his second year, to be honest, and if their team can stay healthy. LaShawn McCoy had a real bad health problem this year and could not stay healthy at all. So that might have a major thing to do with it. But if they can get LaShawn McCoy healthy, Josh Allen could progress a little bit this season. They might be fighting for a playoff spot. Maybe. Don't know how far they'll go. If they do fight for a playoff spot, I just don't see that. Now the Jets. The Jets are just like the Knicks. They're looking for draft picks. So until they get the right players in there, all the right players they need, they're going to be bad. Same thing with Knicks. But then again, Knicks been doing that for years. So it hasn't looked too good for the Knicks. So now the Raiders. I have no words for this team for the simple fact they trade Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper. Never understand those. But hey, I love Amari Cooper, don't get me wrong. I love him being on Dallas. But it was the stupidest trade in the world that they did. I mean, it was just for a first-round pick. You seen what he provided us this season. He's one of the reasons we went on the game-winning streak. Won like 8 in a row. So, I appreciate that, Oakland. And trading Khalil Mack was the stupidest trade in the world. I don't know why you would ever consider that. Khalil Mack's the best defensive player in the league. Yeah, I'm saying he's the best defensive player in the league, above Aaron Donald. As much as I love Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack is a monster. And I see the Raiders probably finishing last this year, to be honest, because with the whole situation between their quarterback's a freaking idiot arguing with Stephen A. Smith. You do not argue with Stephen A. Smith. That's just a stupid thing to do. All right, on to the Cardinals. They hired Cliff Kingsbury. That dude's I'm a little iffy on him, but the Cardinals have players there to be good. Because, you got David Johnson. You got Larry Fitzgerald still there. They still got these veterans here, and their defense is, some of their pieces of their good defense is still there, even though they traded and let go some of the players last year, and it's one of the reasons why they weren't so good. But I feel very optimistic about the Cardinals. They finished 3-13 this last season. I believe they'll at least get 3 or 4 more wins than they had last year. But it's just a matter of, injuries. You got to look at this way. There's injuries and stuff like that. You got to look at how everything's going to happen. Because you never know when it's going to happen. Tom Brady could get hurt next year. We don't know. It's just a matter of how it all happens. I highly doubt Tom Brady gets hurt unless he pulls a John Wall and falls and ruptures his Achilles somehow. This ain't going to happen. Well, I appreciate y'all tuning into this. If you do want more information, you can comment on my YouTube page or on Facebook or on my Facebook. I'll do whatever y'all want to hear me say. Anything sports-wise, because that's what Major League I'm going to do, like baseball, basketball, football. I'll even get into the Olympics a little bit. I'm not very big on soccer. I can't really do soccer, I'll be honest with y'all. But I'll definitely do anything to do with NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA. Not big on the NBA, but I'll do NBA because it's getting kind of sad at this point. But I'll also do NHL as well. I'm not very diehard when it comes to NHL, but I do at least watch the postseason every year. It's just a matter of me actually getting into it because there's always something going in between. There's like all these sports that, like, you go NFL season, then it's college basketball season, then it's NBA/NHL, and then it's on to baseball, and then it's back onto football. So it's like sports are going all year round. So it's like the matter of what I'm choosing one to watch, which one of my teams are doing well. So I'll just comment if you want to see any other cool shit on here. Just let me know.